Hello, this is Jamaica 5288, and you have to listen to your plants or look at your plants daily. So this morning, everything was fine, everything was blooming and perky. Then I looked and I started seeing leaves starting to curl, and that means that the plant is out of water. You see that? See the leaves that I'm hitting? So I'm going to give all of my potted plants and some of the ones in the ground. I think the ones in the ground are fine. That's the difference between you putting them in a pot and planting them in the ground. You have to make sure that your potted plants get watered, or they'll wilt, or they'll wilt. The fruit will fall off, or you won't get any fruit, or the flowers will fall off. So you have to make sure that the potted plants are well taken care of. You have to take care of them. You have to put fertilizer in them, and you definitely have to water them. I thought they were fine because it rained yesterday. Well, no, the night before last, which is about 36 hours ago. Apparently they dried out because they're all looking a little weak. So I'm going to give them a dose of some water so that they can perk right back up. Some plants like, now this is a piece of comfrey. I want to keep this alive because last year I had almost no success with comfrey. And once I saw the leaves curling up on the comfrey, I knew that everything was drying out and it needs to be watered. Everything in a pot needs to be watered. I don't want my comfrey to die. I have some that are in the ground, but the one in the pot, this big one, look at the difference. The one in the pot is way, way bigger than the ones that are in the ground. They're the ones in the ground right there. Where the hose is. There's another one right there. And comfrey, if you don't know, it's called knitback or knit bone in some countries. I know it's called knitback in Jamaica. So it's something that you would just pound down and put on whatever is ailing you or whatever you have, like arthritis. And you put it on there and you wrap it up with some plastic and leave it on there. So I'm trying to keep this comfrey alive because sometimes my joints hurt. Not all the time, but sometimes. And when they do, I want to have this plant on hand right here. So I special ordered those seeds last year, and I told you last year they died on me. I ain't gonna have the same experience this year. I am not. That's why I got one in the pot and the rest of them in the ground, because I wanted to make sure that I had one in the pot just in case, you know, the ones in the ground died. And now, having trouble with the one in the pot. So, well, I did it to myself. I didn't water it. So I'm going around here and I'm watering everything in. Here's the turnips. They're coming back. The ones that I pulled out of the ground. This is my ginger. Water those up. And artichokes going through the system. This is what I have to do every day if it doesn't rain. That's why I'm so thankful when it rains, because it takes a lot of time to do. I waited kind of late today because I was in the front yard working. This is crooked. I was in the front yard working, and I didn't get to this. Well, the plants are letting me know you better water me, or I'm not gonna be here for you. So just like babies, you got to take care of them. You got to make sure you keep them watered and fertilized, especially, oh, that's another piece of ginger right there, especially if they're in a pot. So I know most gardeners don't show you this, but this is what we have to do. Some people have drip irrigation systems. I don't. I look at my poor tomatoes. Look at them drooping. Man, I feel bad. I feel bad. I am so sorry, plants. I don't like for them to be stressed out. I don't like to be stressed out, so why would I want them to be stressed out? Got to be more careful. And I was up early this morning. Anyway, watering them. Watering them in. The soil on the ground is still moist, but the pots have dried out. The smaller the pot, the more you have to water it. And I don't see any water coming out of this one yet. I like to see a little bit of drip to make sure, especially when they're producing fruit. So they have fruit on it now. So you have to make sure they have enough water to supply the fruit, to produce the fruit properly. Otherwise, the fruit will just drop off and die. Get this one. I have to go over there to my oregano. This is my thyme. I've had this thyme for 2 years. And look at it. It finally took off. It's one of the free plants that I got. And look. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. This is okra, which I do not want to die. It's all dried up. Let me go on the other side. So I'll pull the hose from the other side. I have to go and make sure I get everything that needs to be watered has to be watered. I should have, I didn't pay attention. And there's a whole lot of them. Look at this. Look at the cucumbers. So let me get the rest of these okra. Take this over to the other side because I don't want to flip my okra over. Do my tower. Everybody always shows the pretty part of gardening, but they don't show the work that has to be done behind the scenes. You have to water your garden. You have to water your potted plants. That's another reason why I put some stuff in the ground, because I wanted to make sure that I had either the pots, something is going to survive, just in case I have to have an emergency and have to leave and nobody can take care of my plants for me. And every time I leave, I'm concerned about my plants. My animals, they go to the kennel, so they're fine. But the plants, they have to survive on their own. And sometimes if it's summertime here in Texas, it's not good. It's just too hot, and potted plants will die. By the time you get back, they'll be so stressed out, and some of them won't recover. I try to get them to come back. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, right? So I'm gonna put you in a stationary spot where you can see me. Uh-oh, I hit my cucumbers. Put you in a stationary spot where you can see me, and we're gonna finish watering this stuff in. This is my Mexican oregano. I've had it for 2 years also, and I don't want it to pass away. I have 2 of them. I moved one over here this morning when I should have been watering. I'm so mad at myself, but I'm only human. I'm not a man. Flesh and blood, a woman. All right, did I lose anybody? Did I forget anybody? I gotta wash this porch off too. I've been putting it off for a while. They're starting to look better already. On to the next side. This is the cantaloupe that I moved over when you all weren't watching. The ones that I had in the regular garden soil, which is them. I put my hand over it because I don't have a something to stop the water from beating it really hard. So I use my hand as like a funnel to slow it down a little bit. Pom pom. Callaloo, callaloo. I have callaloo in the ground and in the pots. Everybody was talking about the microbes and how that, some of the explosions that we've had or some of the, leaks that we've had is going to affect the microbes. So, everybody's saying just to play it safe, just in case nothing grows, we need to put stuff and keep stuff in the pot and put stuff in the ground. So that's what I'm doing. Hedging my bets, just like everybody else. If someone gives you words of wisdom and it sounds reasonable, not like they're crazy or anything, listen. Especially when people have been doing this stuff for years and years and years. If they're concerned, there's probably a reason. Let me bring this thing down. There's probably a reason, and maybe you should heed their advice, especially when they have nothing to gain. Nothing to gain. So did I get everything watered in? Get the last few aloe vera and plants. Oh, I forgot about my wandering Jew over there. Okay, she told me enough. Oh, I think it's enough. That's what I'm gonna say. All right, so clean this place up a little bit. So that's the thing. Make sure you water your vegetables that are in the containers or they won't make it. They're depending on you for everything. They will never grow up to adults. Well, they'll never be able to be on their own. You have to help. You have to water them. You have to fertilize potted plants or potted vegetables. So they're more work, but they're worth it. This is Jamerica 5288. I'm going to wash this back porch off because it's full of dirt. I've been planting a lot of stuff and I haven't been cleaning up and it's starting to look really bad. So I thank you for being with me and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.